Once our class has been created in Edulastic, now we can begin assigning assignments or assessments to our students. Now there's a few different ways to do this, and some of you may have your preferences. Just to keep things simple today though, we're going to start here in our assessment library. We're going to click on our assessment library, and then from here, one of the problems people have is that these filters can sometimes be filled with things that aren't relevant to the content we're looking for. So a good practice to get used to is just to clear all filters. And what that'll do is kind of get us started with a fresh beginning. Now once our filters are clear, we can come down here to the filters, and we can use these different areas to filter out the content that we're looking for. So I can choose my grade level. I should choose my subject. And do be careful, I just clicked on mathematics, but we do need to click on Math Common Core. And then the other important filter we need to consider is this collections. Now from here we have our private library, which are the things that you have created on your own. Your school library, so those are things created amongst you and your colleagues at your school site. We have our district library, which is created from the district and shared district-wide. Public will give you access to all things that have been shared on Edulastic, not just your school or district, but everything nationwide. And then Edulastic certified are those that have been created and Edulastic has certified as quality content. For this, we are simply going to click on District Library. And then as you scroll down, one other thing that may be helpful is if you do know who authored the assessment, you can use that as well, but it's not necessary. Now once I find the assessment I'm looking for, let's say I'm going to do this Progress Monitoring Assessment 6.NS.2, number 1, I simply click on it. And then once I see here the preview of the assessment, I am going to go ahead and click Assign. And from here I can choose my start date. So let's say I want to start this on Friday the 22nd. If it is a district assessment, you want to make sure that you choose the option here to open manually in class. Otherwise, students have access to that at all times, allowing them to complete the assessment at home if they log into Edulastic. I can have a due date, and then I also want to close this manually in class. Now from here you'll see here one of the things that has spooked a few people is it does say that you're assigning this to 0 classes and 0 students. That is simply there because we haven't chosen the correct options yet. So from here you have a drop down menu, you have course, grade, subject. Simply what this is doing is sorting through your courses. Now most of us probably only have one course. So if I click here, it's going to pop up. And then when I do so, you can see there that that demo class does appear. And still though, no students. So there's 2 options I have here. By clicking this box, it is simply going to assign it to all of my students in that class. Now let's say I simply want to assign it to 1 student. I can also come over here and check that student individually. I only have 1 student, so it does select all for me. But if you had multiple students in here, you could select the students you want to give this assessment to. Now once I've done so, you can see here this does change now. So it does say you're assigning this to 1 class and 1 student. If you have multiple classes at the middle school, say you're teaching all 6th grade math, you can assign this to multiple classes within this one window. Now from here, once I have all of my options chosen, I simply click Assign. It does say success. It has been assigned to my students. Now one of the questions that may pop up is how can I share this amongst my students using Google Classroom? So if I come over here to Assignments, that assignment's going to appear, and you're going to see that it is not open yet. Also, if I click on more options, I do not have the option to put it into Google Classroom. But if I do want to use Google Classroom and I want to post this on my Google Classroom, I can simply open this test. So the scenario would be the class is about to start. I want to make this open to my students. So I open this assessment. It does say is now open and available for students to work. Then if I click on more options, my Google Classroom option does appear. I can click on that Google Classroom. It's going to take me to my Google Classroom. I'm going to share the class I want to share this with. I'm going to choose the action. I simply want to make this an announcement. The reason I'm not doing an assignment is because I just want to announce to them that this assessment is available for them in Edulastic. I click Go. It's going to say you are expected to complete this assignment. There's the link for the test for the students. I am going to post this. And now my students can simply access this on my Google Classroom. So you can see what that looks like. Here's my demonstration class. If I come over here to my stream, I'm going to refresh my classroom here. And there it is. You are expected to complete this assignment. There's my Edulastic link. And that link will take my students directly to the assessment that I've assigned. Again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call myself, or you can call the math coaches, and we are all more than willing to help guide you through this process. Thank you.